So now that we've got the main line repaired over there, and we've got the goods line there, part of the goods line loop anyway, we can start putting the goods line in. And the next section, which is in front of that, because I didn't want to make it difficult for myself to get into that corner, so it comes off this curved point here. So what I've done is, using the trusty multi-tool, I've cut a piece of sundealer out. I've moved these screws to there and there, and cut that out basically to give, because it's the start of the ram, I didn't want the ram to start at the edge of the baseboard because I might make a sharp joint. So what I can do is I can get it smooth there and just curve it down gently. So I've cut a chunk of sundealer out and we'll screw that in flat, and that should make a nice and smooth slope, because where the two bits join will be flat. That's the plan anyway. And actually it's pure luck that there's a joint underneath there, which will help with screwing it down. That's pure luck, that. I was expecting to have to put lots of bracing underneath, but I think it'll be okay. I'll just put a little bit of wood on there. Okay, so I've put the piece of plywood in here. There's a gap there obviously, because my woodworking skills are not brilliant. What I did is put a screw in there and move this left and right to get the right angle, and it's not too far out. And the way it's made, it doesn't actually make any difference anyway, as long as you got to get the screws flush or below flush. So that goes on there, and then the sundealer just goes on the top nicely, and that's that bit done. So that's what I'm saying. You see, it's supported where the sundealer joins the other piece of sundealer, and then it means you can actually bend this down gently and start the slope somewhere here. If you put it in so that the joint's here, what would probably happen is you'd actually get an angle, a crease. But we're now going to screw this down, screw it along here, so this is actually flat, and then the decline or the incline starts much more gradually. That's the plan anyway. That's nice and smooth, that joint there. And obviously that gap doesn't make any difference now. So once you've put a couple of screws in the sundealer, it should be okay. That's the plan anyway. So that joins onto there, that bit of plywood there joins on, and it goes down to there, to the corner. Very complicated, this. Okay, so we'll crack on. So this is the exit from the main station, the goods line exit or entrance, can go either way. There's a bit of wood, I've glued it down now, the bit of sundealer, nice in place, it's nice and smooth, that joint. And this is the piece of track that's going to come down. This isn't fixed in, by the way, this piece of flexi track, I'm just placing it to see how it's going to go. So it's going to go around there. That's the next task, to put the cork in, put the Powerbase underneath, and then drill and pin the track down to the cork and Powerbase in one go, like you did over there. It's going to be a little bit tricky obviously because it's on a curve, so we'll see how it goes. One thing I do as well here, I always overlap the wood, so this is the plywood, so rather than have the sundealer have the joint in the same place, I cut it back just an inch or so it overlaps, makes the joint a bit stronger. I also put two of these 2x1 offcuts underneath the plywood to strengthen that joint, so there's a little movement as possible. So anyway, let's see if I can get this last piece of, well, this section anyway, last piece of goods line done with the Powerbase in the cork. Okay, so I've got everything ready. I've got my track setters, pins, glue, everything's ready hopefully. So as I said, we'll brush on the glue onto the cork. The thing is, the cork as well as the sundealer really absorbs the glue, so you've got to be quite generous. I usually leave quite some big pools of it, so it'll squeeze out when it's pressed down. Don't think it needs to go right to the edges. as long as it goes to the ends. I think that's the important thing. So I've never, this is quite tricky because you've got to work fast. That's one advantage if your room's a little cooler than ambient. I've had the heater on today, so my room's a little warmer. It's not the best thing, perhaps. Okay, so just brushing this on. Yeah, I've got to work fast. The reason I like doing this is because it's quick, basically. That means you can get the cork done, get the cork down, and you can get the Powerbase and the track on in one go. Anything for an easy life. I use copious amounts of kitchen roll as well to wipe away the excess glue. Okay, so that's the cork that needs to go under this point. Okay, that's roughly that one. Now we start painting the, oops, great start. Start painting the bottom of the Powerbase with the glue. I always put a decent amount on at the leading edge and those two trailing tails. Gotta get this right down, right on. And I have actually marked on roughly where it's going to be. I think that's about there for that one. That's where it ends. So I'll just quickly put these on. Any glue that squeezes up through these holes will help to glue the track down. I'm not a big fan of gluing track down, to be honest, because I always think, well, what if I want to move, adjust it for some reason, because I'm new to the game. I'm always a bit cautious about, oh, that's a bit much on that one, a bit too much perhaps. I was thinking about if I need to take it up at some point, like I did in the corner with my miscalculation. I've stopped using insulated rail joiners for to mark out the blocks. I only use them now for the frogs of points, because I think I've got one more in before that particular length of track. Yeah, I've stopped using insulated rail joiners because, especially on curves, they don't have much mechanical strength because the plastic's very thin, obviously, and compared to steel. So I don't think it holds the rails very well in shape, especially on a curve, like I say. So my preferred method now is to use rail joiners all the way through, normal ones. Is that the right length? Just get the track. Yeah, I think that should do. Okay, so I've got the Powerbase on. I'll just wipe some of this excess glue off. Definitely being a bit over generous with this lot. Okay, got the excess glue off. Right, move the glue out of the way. Okay, so the track has to go in now. So I'm just using a track set, a 30-inch track setter, which is the small radius of this point, just to get the start, so it's not too kinked. The track isn't too kinked as it goes into the point, because we don't want a dog leg really. I can actually go that way a bit. Okay, slightly off. Yeah. And now we drill a hole. I don't know if you can see this. So I've got one of these flexible drives for the Dremel, which makes things much easier because it's very small and light to hold in. So I usually use speed number 2. And as I said before, you've got to keep the drill vertical. Be very gentle pressure. Doesn't take much to get through the Powerbase. Okay, so there's the first one done. I like to try and put at least 2 in each Powerbase. Right, that's done. Bit of an effort. Put a couple of blank sleepers cut off there to take up the gap. So that looks okay now. And we've got the Powerbase glued to the cork, which is glued to the sundealer on top of the plywood. And that's where we are. So I've got 3 pins in every single piece of Powerbase through the track, which is probably a bit excessive, but it certainly stops the curve moving. So that's that bit done now. So what I've got to do, I just jump over that beam, is join that piece up there, that end of the track. Joins onto there. I always like to finish on a straight because it's much easier to put the last piece in if it's a straight I've found. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. A bit more cork, a bit more Powerbase, a straight piece of track, and that's that bit done. And that'll be actually 3/4 of the goods line complete. The last quarter is going to be the tricky part. So I've just got to hop a van to test the point. Oh, can't actually move the point. Just change tracks, it's on the other track, isn't it? And I can't change the point because of the motor. Hang on. Miss. So just a quick test of the point. That seems okay. Yeah, obviously that's going to roll away with itself. Okay. So it seems okay. I'll not be able to test this line until I can power everything up. The track's not powered at the moment, obviously. Okay, let's crack on. Right, that's that piece of track in. Last piece of track on this section, and I've got my droppers here soldered underneath. I'll show you in a second how I eventually worked out the droppers. I haven't done them all like this, where they come directly underneath to the rails, to the bottom of the rails, because it is fiddly to do. Well, it's not fiddly to do, it's fiddly to install in the track, getting the holes right. And as you can see here, I've had to cut away a piece of the Powerbase because there's a risk of short circuits, obviously. But that's that part of the goods track done. I just go up here, you can see where it goes round into the station, which is a bit of a mess to be honest at the minute. It's full of tools and everything. That's the station area, so it comes down here, goes round, down there, down to the branch line point, and I'll just lift up there, and it goes back up again there, where that Bullcroft wagon is. It goes up there, excuse the beams, it goes right round, and then it goes around the top of the layout. You can see there the elevated piece, that's the piece there, which is all done as well, and now it's on the other side of the main line, so it's above the main line there. So that's the goods line, that's above the main line, comes down, and that's where it stops. That's all I'm up to there. So the next bit is going to be the trickiest part of the whole thing, I think, of this phase. This is the last part of the track, so it continues to go down, but the track actually goes behind the main line. So there's the main line there, it goes in that space behind, which is going to make it very difficult to work on. So I was thinking of doing, I might try and install all the wiring and everything and pin the track down on wood before I actually put it in. So I've just got to put the wood in the track bed and then get the height right. That's the theory. So you can see there, that's the wrong height, but that is the base, the track bed for the goods line, the rear part of the goods line, which is behind the main line, and it comes round and then it goes under the main line here, this section, and this little wavy bit here. So there's the wavy bit, comes from down there, comes up here and it joins onto this section here, this arc, which comes off this line here, basically back into the main station. This line here, where the cleaner is, that's just a head shunt, but this is the access to the goods line, this one here, I think. Or was it the other way around? Anyway, so it flies off here onto that curve round there, and I think this is going to be the hardest bit. So I think we'll leave it there for this one. I don't like the videos too long, it's getting a bit long. I'll just show you this bullet tanker Dapol. It was released last month. I got a couple of these from Rails of Sheffield. So that's it for another update. Thanks for subscribing. I can't believe how many subscribers I've got. I'm thinking about planning something special for 2,000 subscribers. I'll have to see. I've got something in mind. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but hopefully it'll be a bit of fun. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Any questions please ask. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.